Imagine a world where cars were never invented. No buzzing engines, no traffic jams, no rushing to work in the morning. It sounds like a completely different world, right? But let's dive into it. Without cars, we wouldn't have highways stretching across the country. We wouldn't have urban sprawl where cities expand outward to accommodate all the cars. So, what would the world look like? First off, we'd probably have a lot more local communities. People would live closer to where they work, and we'd rely more on walking, biking, or maybe even horse-drawn carriages. You'd see more people on the streets, and those trips to the corner store would be a lot more personal. And think about this. Without cars, the rise of the automobile industry, companies like Ford, Toyota, and Tesla, wouldn't have happened. All those people who work in car manufacturing, mechanics, or transportation-related jobs would be doing something completely different. What if our economies never grew around cars? Would we have as much global trade? Would cities be so spread out? Then there's the impact on the environment. With no cars spewing carbon dioxide into the air, we'd likely have cleaner cities and a healthier planet. Fewer pollutants, no smog, and a lot more green space. Imagine cities with massive parks instead of parking lots. But how would we get from one place to another? Well, we'd probably rely more on public transportation, trains, buses, and maybe even futuristic personal transports that don't rely on cars. Walking or biking would be our go-to, but let's be real, getting around would be slower and a lot more crowded. And here's something to think about. What would roads even look like? Without cars, there wouldn't be as much need for asphalt highways, which means less road construction and fewer accidents. We'd have safer streets, but getting from one city to another would take a whole lot longer. So, without cars, what would we miss? Sure, we'd still have airplanes for long-distance travel, but those spontaneous road trips to new places would be gone. No more cruising down the highway with your favorite playlist blaring. And without cars, industries like the oil industry would look very different too. We'd need to find alternative energy sources a lot sooner. In the end, it's hard to imagine a world without cars. They've shaped everything from the way we live, to where we live, to how we get to the places we go. But maybe, just maybe, without them, we'd have built a world that's more sustainable, with more personal connections and fewer of the problems we face today.